Hey guys, this is Cobus. I would like to show you this little technique that I use in between the hats and the snare, where I use one stick to produce two sounds. I saw Gerald Hayward using this once in a video that I saw years ago. I've kind of been messing around with something like this pretty much since I started playing. Just every now and then I would just mess around and see if I can't kind of write my own little grooves or do my own little patterns using that technique that I saw from Gerald Hayward. And some of the stuff that I played in the intro of this video is some of the stuff that I've been stumbling across and some of the stuff that I've really enjoyed playing over the last few years. And I'm just going to show you guys basically how the technique works, how you can use it to do some cool stuff, and then I'll just show you a very simple kind of application of that. A simple starting point, a nice groove that you can start with and kind of build upon and do your own stuff, do whatever you want to do. So I'm just going to start off by showing you exactly what I do in between the hats and the snare. Completely ignoring the accents that I play on the snare with my left hand. We'll get to that in a few steps, but first off, I just want to show you what that kind of pattern is that is going throughout the whole groove, that thing that kind of ties it all together and makes it sound a little different. So what I'm doing in between the hats and the snare is that I'm leading with my left hand, just playing 16th notes, and I'm using this technique on my right hand in between the snare and the hats on the upbeats. So in essence, this is what it sounds like. So you'll see that this whole pattern that I'm playing in between the hats and the snare is being led by the left hand. And the reason why that is the case, aside from the fact that it makes it really easy to hit the accents on 2 and 4, is the fact that I think the reason why I started making this groove and kind of writing this groove in this way is because I wanted to make things difficult for myself, which is usually what I do when I practice. I like writing patterns and things that focus on parts of my playing that sucks pretty much, which in this case is my left hand, which is my stupid hand. So I like playing things that are being led with my left hand just to improve the dexterity and overall smartness of my left hand. And so that's why this is primarily why this groove is being led with my left hand. So if I bring in the accents on the snare on 2 and 4, which is really simple, it's going to sound like this. But note again, because I'm leading it with my left hand, this right hand of mine is continuously playing these little upbeats the whole time. Like it's never deviating from that, unless I do something crazy or something else with this groove. But the essence of this simple groove that I'm just kind of teaching you guys right now is that within this whole pattern, the right hand is doing the same thing the whole time. So the left hand is leading and playing the snare accents. So that's what this sounds like. Now the last part of this groove is obviously just the kick. I'm going to play the very simple version of this groove just at the normal tempo, playing the whole groove pretty much, what I'm doing on the hats, what I'm doing on the snare, what I'm doing on the kick all together. And then I'll just slow it right down so you guys can see exactly where I'm putting the kicks and kind of what the kick pattern looks like. It might be a little bit complicated because I'm doing quite a lot on the kick actually. And we spoke earlier about maybe doing a simpler version, but I just feel that this kick pattern really makes this groove sound really, really cool. So I'm just going to play my initial idea for the kick pattern at the normal tempo, and then I'll just slow it right down. So that's the kick pattern. For all you technical guys, I'm playing the kick on the 1, the of 1, the of 2, the E of 3, and the of 3. So that's the pattern. Like I said, that's kind of the simpler version of the pattern if you guys want to start with that as your starting block, and then you can expand on it and do whatever you want with it. The essence of this thing is that rad little technique that I use in between the hats and the snare that makes it sound really cool. So I'm just going to kind of mess around with that and see what else I can come up with and what happens naturally, and I'll see you guys in the next lesson.